In today's video, we are going to be having a look at Odin, the Allfather here in Gods of Asgard, and going in depth in all of his abilities, as well as teaching you guys some combinations and strategies that you can use to find some more success here in Gods of Asgard's PvP arena. So first of all, we're going to have a look at his first ability here, and it is a super long range beam that deals high damage. Now this beam is super special, and the main way that you want to utilize using that beam in PvP is as a third party mechanism. The reason for that is every single god in this game, whenever they're going to cast an ability, they do have to stand still for a fraction of a second, right? So they're going to be standing still. So if you see two people going at it in a 1v1, you can literally hide, be at a super long range distance, and snipe them to pick up that kill. Like, look at how far you can reach with that ability. So especially if we're going in with a kill race sort of game modes, you want to be able to just third party like that a lot, pick up those free kills, and then you're undetected, right? Obviously they can see the super long range beam and they know that you attack them from this hill, but because you're so far away, by the time they try to like reposition or come try to figure out who stole their kill, you'll be in a very good position to reposition and to hide somewhere else and to run it back again with that long range beam. Now the beauty of this is you can also use it offensively, in the sense of if you see two people fighting, there's a very good chance that they ended up taking damage in the middle of a fight. So now you can use that long range beam, get the kill on the enemy, and then push in to take on the next fight, because they're probably going to be weak. So not only can you third party and pick up an easy kill, if you are confident in your abilities, you can also utilize that to then push in and get yourself a second kill. Moving on to his next abilities here, we've got skill 2 and skill 3. So I like to actually combo these two abilities together because I feel like that's how you get the most value. So skill number 3 is going to be a stun, where you call down swords from the sky, and it's a very big AoE ability. The reason why I like to utilize this first is obviously whenever you call down that third ability and your opponent is stunned, it means that they're going to be stuck and frozen in one place. So that will allow you to then follow up with skill number 2, which calls down some meteors from the sky. The AoE is about the same size. The skill itself doesn't last as long, so blindly throwing out skill number 2 against a moving, jumping target is usually going to be pretty difficult for you to land. Of course, if you're in a sticky situation and you feel like you need to use skill 2 to attack somebody, by all means do it. But it's all about utilizing these different skills and abilities together and sort of having different forms of attack. So the first form of attack is going to be that long range beam, and the second form of attack is going to be the combo of skill 3 and skill number 2. Now, moving on from that, what makes Odin super deadly and the reason why he is not going to be losing many 1v1s here in Gods of Asgard is going to be this beam that he has as his sidearm. Now the reason why this beam is so strong is that there are a lot of abilities in this game, but this is the only instant cast plus hit scan ability to where you can just instantly, like, if you're pointing at a target and you click that beam, it is going to destroy their health. So this will be your third form of attack. There's a few ways that you can utilize this. Of course, if you just see like an opponent standing still, or if they're in the middle of casting an ability, anything that's where they sort of stand still, it's a free kill. You just point at them, the beam comes out, and they literally just fall to the ground. Like, it's that quick. It's going to be a very quick zap, and you will find yourself a very easy kill. Now on top of that though, some people find it a little bit hard to track because it is a pretty thin beam. So you can combo it up. Once again, your skill 3 sort of sets everything into motion. So if you want to drop skill 3 on a target to get them stunned up so that you have the ability to then follow up with the zap, you can do that as well. Just drop that skill 3, follow up, and then boom, zap them nice and easy. So those are his 3 forms of attack. Make sure you utilize skill 1 for those long range third parties, skill 2 and skill number 3 for those combinations, and the laser beam sidearm as well. Now it's not over yet. I know Odin seems like such a juicy character, but he goes into even more depth here with his defensive ability. This defense is the strongest defense in the game for multiple reasons. Number 1, it's going to free you from any crowd control that you are currently in. So if somebody stuns you and you want to pop E, it'll do this ability right here where boom, but notice this. Notice how the ability doesn't disappear right away like it does with every other god. It's actually going to stay on you and stay with you for 10 whole seconds. During that period of time, you can take no damage from the enemies, which, as you can imagine, is incredibly strong for 2 different reasons. You can either use this offensively or use it defensively. Now obviously it is a defense, so I expect a lot of people to use this heal as a defensive mechanism. Let's say that you're in the middle of a fight, you're getting your butt whooped, and then you want to go ahead and pop E. Now you have time, you're like, oh, I can finally get away, they can't do any damage to you. You throw down a shockwave on the ground, you still can't take any damage, and boom, now you reposition and you're able to go somewhere you can hide and pop off a bunch of heals. That's probably going to be the most use case for that. But for those of you that are really good at landing skills, landing abilities, and especially if you still have your side beam on you, then one of the things that you want to do is actually bait your opponents, especially in battle royale, into fighting you even though you're low health, right? If they land a big combination, boom, 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 they know that they have you down to 1 HP. What you can do then is boom, pop E. They're getting aggressive, they're getting confident, and guess what? Brrr, hit them up with that sidearm. All of a sudden you turn to fight where you were getting whooped and you absolutely dominated. And it doesn't only have to be the sidearm either, right? If you pop that E and they're like, oh my goodness, I thought I had him dead, and then you drop the stun on their head, once again you follow it up with skill number 2 while they're stunned, and you can get big damage off. Of course, if you don't have any other abilities loaded up, you can still use your skill number 1 as well. As you guys can see, Odin has so many different forms of attack. It's all packaged together nicely with the skill 1, skill 2-3 combo, his heal combo for defense and offense, and also his heal to reposition in the middle of a fight. And the nice thing I didn't add also with his E is if somebody does pull up to you, his E does damage just like the storm does damage to you when you're walking into it. So if this tree here, for example, is an enemy and you know they got you down low in the middle of a fight and all of a sudden they're trying to come finish you off, boom, you pop E, you're dealing area of effect damage to them this whole time. And you can also follow this up here with melee attacks. So you know they're not only taking damage from the sword, they're taking damage from your E, and you're able to just laser them. So even if you don't have the cooldowns of your abilities up, you can still find tremendous value here on the battlefield with Odin. Hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you in the next one.